Welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to go ahead and start learning about the HTML canvas element. If you can go ahead and go into the 38-canvas folder, then in the start subfolder, if you can go ahead and open up the index.html file and the main.js file in your editor, then in your browser, if you can go ahead and open up the index.html page, you should see canvas on the web page. So the HTML canvas element can be used to draw graphics on a web page, and this is usually done through JavaScript. And what's really great about the canvas element is you can do all kinds of neat things with it. You can use the canvas element to draw text, you can draw graphics, you can make the canvas element animated, we can make it interactive, and it can be used to build games. And basically at its core, the canvas element is just a container for graphics. Everything else that we want to do, we need to do through scripts. So we'll be using JavaScript to interact with our canvas. So to get started, the first thing we need to do is we actually need to create a canvas element on our page. And to do that, we need to create the canvas element tag. So to do that, if we go ahead and go into our index.html page, let's go below our header tag here and above our script. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start our tag, and then we'll do canvas, and we'll go ahead and close our tag. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and save and refresh. And then if we go ahead and expand our web browser a little bit, let's go ahead and inspect. And we'll go ahead and bring this up a little bit. And we'll go ahead and drag this up a little bit. So we see our canvas element was created, but there's not a whole lot going on here. So when we create our canvas element, we're able to go ahead and specify the width and height that we like our canvas to be. So for example, if I go ahead and do width, and I go ahead and set this to 200, and if I do height, and if I set this to 100, if I save and refresh, you'll see we get a brand new canvas element, and now it's sized to the dimensions I specified. So if we're making a game, we'd probably want it to be a lot bigger than what it currently is now. So what we can do is let's go ahead and change our width. We'll go ahead and change it to 640, and for our height, let's go ahead and change it to 360. So now if we go ahead and save and refresh, we'll see our canvas element is a lot bigger. However, there's still not a whole lot going on here, and it's invisible. So this is a good thing to know because your canvas element by default will not have any styling applied to it. So if we want to go ahead and give it a border so it can stand out, we'll have to add our own custom CSS or add style attributes to our canvas element. So let's go ahead and shrink this down a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is in our head section, let's go ahead and add a style tag. So as I mentioned, we could do inline styling here on our canvas element. However, I'm going to go ahead and do a style sheet and go ahead and target our canvas element. So what we'll do is we'll do style tags, and then inside our style tags, let's do canvas, and then we'll do our opening curly and closing curly, and then we'll go ahead and do border, and we'll set our border to 1 pixel. We'll make it solid, and then let's go ahead and choose black. So if we go ahead and save, if we refresh our page, now our canvas element is standing out. So now the next thing we need to do is, because since we want to access our canvas element, we need to give it an ID. And so that way we can interact with it through JavaScript. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do ID equals, and then I'm just going to do my canvas as my ID. I'm going to go ahead and save. And if we go ahead and refresh, nothing should change. However, if we go ahead and inspect our element, we'll see it has our ID. So one last thing I want to cover is, because the canvas is just an HTML element, we can have multiple canvas elements on our page. So just like any other, HTML element. So what I'm going to do, just as an example, let's go ahead and just copy this here, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it above it. I'm just going to change this to my canvas 2. If we save and refresh, you'll see now that we have 2 canvas instances.